Okay, YouTube, I'm back again. It's B Jax with the Black Views and the News. Well, today we're going to talk about Joe Biden holding his major rally in Pennsylvania for the 2020 Democratic race. All right. I did a video in reference to his support of the crime bill, and the way he spoke vigorously about the people that it would affect, and the people that it has affect is the ADOS community. Once again, ADOS just merely means American descendant of slavery. American descendant of slavery. Not descendants of slavery of the world. American descendants of slavery. So those people that were harmed, disenfranchised by slavery. Normally with those last names, Jackson, Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Those are ADOS. They run parallel to everything that you are in your life. You don't have to be a Christian to be ADOS. You don't have to be a Muslim to be ADOS. It just means these group of people who were suffered from the ancestors of slavery. That's all it means. Doesn't mean you grow your hair this way. Doesn't mean you grow your hair that way. But basically what I'm here to say is that the legislation that Biden supported hurt the ADOS community. And that's what I'm here to report. He's a candidate. He seems to be a much influential candidate. Therefore, he is the subject of today. So now, what I have for you here is a video, pretty interesting, as how his representative, Ms. Sanders, has decided to have a brief interview with CNN News. And as you listen, I will commentate on some of the things, and just my opinion. Once again, these stories interest me. And I want to put this for the people I notice in my community that may live on my block and the areas where I'm from who don't really know much about what's going on in the world around them. So I want to bring this information to them in such a way where I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to be unbiased, and I'm going to tell the way I believe it is. There are those that may not believe, and if so, you can comment. You can like the video, do as you like. I would like for you to be a subscriber and come back and contribute. So stand by and listen.
Joining us now to talk about this, Simone Sanders, senior advisor to the Joe Biden presidential campaign. Simone, hello to you.
Hello, Victor. How are you?
Very well, thank you. First, obvious question. You were the 2016 national spokesperson for the Bernie Sanders campaign. Why are you now on Team Biden?
Well, look, I think Vice President Biden is going to show everyone today exactly why I decided to join the campaign. Look, we are in a fight for the soul of this nation. And I believe that this is a pivotal point, just not in American history, but in the world history. We have to make a decision about who it is that we want to be, where it is we're going to go. And I believe that Vice President Biden has the right vision to take us there. So
Okay, now let's take this in consideration. She is a black woman, right? So the assumption here is that she's going to be the face of the black community and to talk to us about Biden. As you may have other people that talk to white people, and you have some other pundits and supporters for Hispanics and Indians and probably all other groups, I have to assume. This young lady here, Simone Sanders, is supposed to be basically the interpreter for the black community. So we would learn about Biden through her. As she being a woman, you can honestly tell she's basically just here to speak to the women. Now, here's some things that don't make sense to black women at that, because the black women at that have black kids and black sons that someday will be black men. She doesn't outline anything that Biden is going to do for the black community or ADOS. Okay, let's say ADOS. She's not going to talk about anything that's going to benefit that group. Although they can talk about how to get other groups situated so they can be in America. This particular group, there's nothing special for us. Even if it wasn't all that great or wasn't that enough, it should be enough. It should be like Christmas every year. We should be looking at these candidates, and they should be pulling out the bags, all these new shiny tools that they're going to provide our community so that we can enrich ourselves and empower us, so that we can have black businesses all up and down our blocks, so that we can have jobs for our communities and we'll have happiness because there'll be a check, and a man may actually feel like he is actually worth his household. They're always talking about, the black man don't want to work. Shit, honestly, tell you the truth, there ain't a lot of jobs for black men out here, okay? All the black men are not highly tech skilled and programmers and computer guys and so forth. But there should be some jobs for them as well, for those that may not be highly technical or skilled as well. You know, it's just no opportunity. So let's listen to this.
Very excited to be on Team Biden. I'm excited to be here in Philadelphia, Victor. Okay, we are kicking off.
And she excited to be on Team Biden. So that means, once again, as a black woman talking to the black community, we should be excited. So let's listen.
Off officially our campaign today, and I really think what you're going to hear from the vice president is a bookend on these themes that you've been hearing from us since he first announced that he is running.
All right. I don't have much time with you, and I wanted to get that out of the way because I'm sure the viewers have that obvious question. But let me talk about the vice president here. And we heard from Senator Harris in that piece from Arlette about her refuting a claim that the vice president made this week that the 1994 crime bill that he wrote did not contribute to mass incarceration. I want you to listen to former President Bill Clinton. This is President Clinton, who signed that into law in 2015.
I signed a bill that made the problem worse. And I want to admit it. In that bill, there were longer sentences. And most of these people are in prison under state law, but the federal law set a trend. And that was overdone. We were wrong about that.
President Clinton says that they were wrong about that. Senator Harris has said that it contributed to mass incarceration. Why is it Vice President Biden admitting what we're hearing from the former president?
Well, look, I think what we can go back to Vice President Biden's comments at the National Action Network breakfast in January, where he noted that the crime bill, by way of this disparity between crack and powder cocaine, trapped an entire generation of people. Look, I think many people will tell you across the country, Victor, black folks included, that the crime bill and the reaction to what was happening in the early 90s. Now, look, I was only about 3 or 4, but I'm a student of history. What was happening in the early 90s, the reaction was an overcorrection to a very real issue. But we are going to see some policy rollouts from our campaign very soon, Victor. I know folks have questions about what is Vice President Biden's criminal justice policy.
Is it now
those are going to come.
Now the campaign's
So here it is, like those are going to come, but we haven't heard it yet. We late in the game, and we haven't heard anything that's for ADOS, black people, homegrown, man. We haven't heard a doggone thing. All we hear is lip. All she has is lip. And the bad part about it is this sister is all about her own personal gain. She feels good. She feels accomplished. She probably drives a nice car, lives nice house, community with her little dogs, you know. And she has her group of friends who are all like Atlanta Housewives type material and shit. This is what spawns from this. She doesn't care about, you know, really what's going on in Philadelphia, what's going on in these little urban areas, what's going on in Southeast DC, what's going on with gentrification, you know, in these major cities. Now, they don't care about any of that. Okay, her concern is, in her mind, is if she could do it, we could do it, and that's how these type of people think. It's no way you're going to sit up here as a female, you know, you're supposed to be, you know, care about the kids, the children. And there's nothing in there for black kids and black children. Nothing in there. This is all personal gain. She likes her office, she likes her car, because she's going to speak to the black community and tell you absolutely nothing. Okay, she's going to say, yeah, for everybody. And they think it's easy. They think that this race is going to be easy because, oh, Trump's a racist. Hey, Trump is about the only man that's keeping it real about now. But I'm damn sure not going to let someone get in there that writes a bill that incarcerates black men and give incentives to states for how much incarceration that they have, thus becoming a prison industrial complex. So you made an industry out of prisons. And who's in those prisons? More black people in them prisons than all over the goddamn world. There's a problem here, and we looking at black people here talking to us like we like you know, Like, if you didn't know this, I know. That's why I have my channel. Because it's some black people out here that don't have any knowledge of what's going on. All they do is see a happy face, talk to them, and try to make you feel exciting about some changes that's coming. Like they said with Obama. There's nothing coming. Do not reward these people. Like this young lady, she doesn't use her gifts in the right channel for black people. She's black. I don't care what she say. Well, guess what? If she's from somewhere else, then go there then. How you gonna represent us and just talk to us and then not give us the facts, or not even pillage for what is the fact? I'm gonna finish the video.
Campaign's position that the crime bill did contribute to mass incarceration?
Victor, I think the vice president,
this is funny to her. Like, this is real, live situation stuff here. We talking about black men dying in the street every day because how they ramped up the crime bill. That crime bill allowed your police officer to go from wearing slacks and a dress shirt to goddamn BDUs and shock troop uniforms and equipment. This crime bill allowed us thus to have a police state where now you see police just in riot gear off the break. They don't even wear regular uniform. Taking it from officer friendly to now prisoners of war or detainees. So let's look and see again. I'm sorry, let's finish the video.
Comments speak for themselves. What is very clear is
his comment was that it does not contribute to mass incarceration. The former president who signed it said it did.
Look, Victor, if we play the whole clip, what he also said was, his comment was, what he also said was that the majority of folks that are incarcerated were incarcerated at the state level.
And there's a reason for that. Let me put up the...
Pay attention to this right here. This is going to show the incentive that the state was given to incarcerate your people, ADOS. It's like a you know, you get it's incentive. You know, you sell a car for the company to give you some damn what? You get a percentage of the sale. That's called commission. Here you go.
The truth in sentencing incentives here.
And I mean, there is a reason for that.
But there's a reason. Let me put it up. Let me put it up on the screen, guys. The truth in sentencing section of the 1994 crime bill. This is page 21. It incentivized. It offered billions of dollars to build new correctional facilities if states would increase the percentage of convicted violent offenders.
Listen to that. I'm going to go over this real quick right here. 1994 Truth in Sentencing Grant has increased the percentage of convicted violent offenders sentenced in prisons. Has increased the average prison time, which will be served in prison by convicted violent offenders sentenced to prison. Has increased the percentage of sentence that will be served in prison by violent offenders sentenced to prison. So basically what this saying is that they can just call you a violent offender. It doesn't matter if you were violent or not. As long as they can get you one of these categories here, they're going to jump you in there. Okay, so here we go.
Increase the average prison time. Increase the percentage of the sentence was there. Did this bill not incentivize putting more people in jail and keeping them there longer?
Victor, I am not going to sit here and tell you the crime bill.
Once again, she's smiling. What was so funny about that? Hey, what's this brother not smiling? To him, this is a serious matter. What's so funny about that? Let's go.
Was perfect. There was some really great preventative things that it did. It took on the NRA, and then there was an overcorrection. What you're describing was an overcorrection. There was a reach. Some folks went too far. The bill wasn't perfect. Republicans fought to put a lot of things in that bill. Democrats fought to get a lot of things out of the bill. But at the end of the day, Victor, at the end of the day, no one is suggesting that what has happened, what has ravaged communities over the last 27 years does not need to be fixed. No one is suggesting that there's not a real issue, there's not a real problem or a real issue. And I'm here to tell you that Vice President Biden will roll out, you'll see a criminal justice policy soon. We are going to continue to have this conversation about the crime bill throughout the campaign trail. But we're also going to put forward some policies, Victor. So just wait and see. Give us a minute. Wait and see.
We will look forward to those. Simone.
Okay, so here we go. Let's just wait and see. We still haven't heard anything. Okay, we're talking about the crime bill that did mass incarceration that affected black people. ADOS. Now she's saying wait and see. There's not going to be anything in what we're waiting to see for ADOS. Okay, they're only there's no input, there's only output of infliction. Okay, so they only make laws and policies that affect us, but they won't make laws and policies that will assist us. You see how it works? You know, even with civil rights, they couldn't even make a bill that supported the people that were getting hung and killed and savaged and you know, just demolished. You know, Klansmen coming into their communities, just straight killing them, doing what they want to do, raping the women, taking the money, robbing residences, stealing anything that was out that they could grab. So you came with a civil rights bill, but that's for everybody now. You know, so there's no protection for us. It's only infliction for us, to inflict pain on us with policy. So yeah, you're right. They don't come around and grab you up, but this is how they get you. Or the police grab you up, okay, and charge you for something that's you know, they don't care. They just get you all in there and throw you all down at the same time. You know. Okay. Once again, just bringing this information about Joe Biden. He's talking about how he's going to add some things, but you can clearly see here where Clinton signed it and said that this was wrong, and this man still won't say that it's wrong. He won't even say, well, moving forward, this is what we have done to fix this unbalanced atrocity that's being done to ADOS. Okay, because once again, there's no other people out here in these streets getting stabbed up, shot, and killed. That's not by mistake. See, once again, we know who ADOS is when it comes to killing us, pulling us over, mistreating us. You know what I'm saying? We know how to give the tickets. We know how to make sure we get the right guy when it comes to that. But when it comes to helping the community, keeping them out of situations where they don't have to sell drugs, or making, you know, a situation and perfect environments so that mothers can raise beautiful sons and daughters, and that they grow up to be effective people in our society. But they like what they see, and this is why I wouldn't vote for Democrats. I don't see nobody out there right now saying anything. Even Bernie Sanders signed off on this. He signed off on it because 6 women in his state were brutalized and killed by their husbands. So he wanted to throw in the Domestic Violence Act for 6 women. Not trying to say 6 women were important, but wasn't important for millions and millions of black men that go to prison. Okay, so you know, to them they don't really care. He just needed some reason to back this bill and say that to his main man, you know, yeah, I found a way to do it. I got you, sir. You know, we all in code together. They're all in code together. Okay, nobody's looking to do anything for people of color. The only people that's going to do something, when I say people of color, I'm talking about American blacks. The only anybody that's going to help us out. Matter of fact, I'm going to never say people of color again. The only thing that's going to help us out is us working together and realizing that we are the flavor of the earth, and we provide everything that everyone else needs. They'll buy it from us. You know, everybody wants to dress black but not be black. It's like our culture's up for sale. It's really not even a culture. It's something that we created from scratch. It's not really our culture. Probably little fragments of it. We just worked within the guidelines of what the greater society provided us with. So it's like it's almost like a mouse maze. Like they close this door, open that door, close this door. Yeah, although you were able to make music, it wouldn't allow you to make what was really on your mind and your heart. So you have to make something that they would allow you to make. So even in the midst of that, we are still great, but we just need to be protected. Okay, just like all other groups are protected, we should be protected. Chinatown, Little Italy, all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, none of them should come before us. We put more strides into this country than anybody else. With our blood in our backs, raped, pillaged, and burned. that shouldn't happen to nobody. I'm not saying that, you know, that should happen to nobody, but it happened to us. So we should be paid for that. You know, it just took us this amount of time to push past the bullshit. Gotta understand, people were talking like the way we're talking right now, 20, maybe 30 years ago. You know, maybe not 30 years ago, but maybe 40, 50 years ago, they'd have slit our throats. They'd have pushed in our doors, cut our internet lines, and found some charge to basically arrest us on. Okay, well that's it. I just didn't want to go too long with that, but here's more information from my group. Okay, and if you like the video, click the like. Also subscribe. And thank you very much for listening.
Sanders, thanks so much.